Since my Best of 2025 series is going to be pushing into 2027 at this rate, this is going to be our penultimate part, as I'll be breaking down city builders, strategies, and any other little genres left to cover before we get to the end. We have another genre where there are just so many games to play in 2025 that I did not get a chance to cover them all. So a few games I want to give out a shout out to that looked promising, but I have not had a chance to play it, which may be on the list for 2026. The first one is Fantasy Maiden Wars Dream of the Stray Dreamer. This is a Touhou-inspired strategy RPG. Is it a tactical RPG? Is it a JRPG? Well, we can fit it onto the list here. From what people have been telling me, this is a very expansive and very lengthy game, which expansive and lengthy is not what I can do right at this moment. But when we get a chance to play it, I'll be sure to cover it. So if you are a Touhou fan looking for less bullet hell and more strategy hell, be sure to give this one a try and let me know if you do cover it before I do. For the survival category, my next game that I do want to check out at some point goes to Return from Core. Once again proving that you can put monster girls into any genre and it will somehow stick. So this is a survival, crafting, all kinds of building and life simming underground game. We tried the demo to this one, I want to say in late 2024. It was released last year, and once again, it sits in my to-be-played list at some point. So, if you are a fan of Monster Girls, and lots of crafting and farming, at least give this one a try, and once again, let me know what you thought of it. And the next game that we only played a little bit of that, again, I need to dedicate some more time to is Crashlands 2, the survival crafter, as I interview developers. That we played a little bit of it at launch and it seemed like it was going in a great direction, but yet again another game that there was just too much game for me to sit down and play in 2025. But if you were a fan of the first game and looking for a more kind of story focused survival crafter, then give this one a play and we'll be getting to this one at some point in the new year. And the last game I need to somehow find the time to play in 2026 goes to The Alters. This is the survival title where you have to team up with yourself from different time periods and clones in order to survive an alien planet. There was a bit of backlash as a launch regarding its use of AI, and I don't know where things eventually settled, but it did kind of push it off enough that I didn't get a chance to play it. But the demo did seem promising and very interesting. So another title that if you played, let me know what you thought of it down below, and we should hopefully find some time in 2026 to play it. So my first pick for this time in the city building category goes to Synergy. This was a game that we played in 2025, it was in I think early access for a little bit. This is an ecosystem city builder as it says on the store page, and focusing more on kind of low scale communal city building rather than building massive metropolises all over the place. What I like about this game beyond just the art style is that it's one of the few city builders that lets you use resources on the map in different ways. The different resource nodes can be harvested in different methods which will affect what goods you get out of it. And I've always liked city builders, even to go back to the survival genre, where it's not just you having to do the same thing every single time or having to do only one interaction. The game has been updated and we haven't had a chance to go back with the additional balancing and such done, but still a really great concept for a city builder. This one's definitely more on the cozy side and pretty much the exact opposite of something like we played with Against the Storm, which was I believe 2024. So if you're looking for a more cozier and more earthly take on city building, then definitely give this one a try. My next pick is yet another cheat for this list, and it goes to the relaunch of Phantom Brigade. This was the kind of time-stopping strategy game that it came out a few years ago, and a lot of people, including yours truly, just kind of went meh and moved on. And the developer has been working on the game quite a bit since then. and it essentially got a 2.0 relaunch last year. This meant kind of streamlining the entire campaign, redoing the GUI, and trying to make it a lot more kind of easier to parse than it did before. And it certainly worked, especially when it came to kind of the meta layer of the Grand Campaign style. So what we have here is a very entertaining strategy game all about you manipulating your own timeline in order to get those sweet flanking shots and to avoid your own mechs taking a hit. It is yet another game that I want to spend some more time playing in the new year, and if you did miss out on the original release, or if any of it sounds interesting to you now, then it definitely comes with a high recommendation, and see what developers have been working on over the last few years. My next pick goes to a game that we checked out during the Next Fest, and I did get a chance to kind of play the retail version on my own, and that is Abra-Cooking-Dabra. What happens when you combine the kind of board game, card game / abstraction of Cultisim with the just sheer, there's too many things, what the heck am I supposed to do, nature of Overcooked. You get a game that's about you preparing magical dishes with the help of a very strangely talkative black cat. The game has some very interesting aspects of it, as you bring the various ingredients that you kept in the previous level to new ones, along with bonus challenges, and again, just the sheer chaotic nature is a really interesting combination. If you're not a fan of the Overcooked style of just being completely overwhelmed, then this is definitely not going to be the game for you. But if you're looking for an Overcooked alternative, then definitely give this one a try. And my final pick goes to Burden of Command. While the store page describes this as a leadership RPG, it certainly fits in the strategy genre mold, being kind of like in between a more kind of casual take of a Civilization, with of course the more number and nitty grittier style of a war game. You are managing a battalion of troops in World War II, having to make sure to keep your troops' morale high and not send them into complete open field while there's enemies in a machine gun nest. The major point is the game is trying to model real-world tactics, the 4 Fs, so there's a bit more of a learning curve in it compared to some of the other strategy games. There's also a lot of historical information featuring interviews from veterans, kind of scans of World War II iconography, symbols, propaganda, and photos, and it is definitely going to be a very different style of a strategy game. And I would say it is certainly worth exploring if you're like a World War II fan, or you kind of want to learn more about the historical side of it, and you're looking for a kind of, again, like a very different style of strategy. Like it kind of, like it almost kind of like crosses that line between being like a strategy game and more of like a puzzle kind of module or a puzzle scenario that we see from other strategy titles. And it is certainly worth a play just to see again a very unique and original take on the strategy formula. And with that, we are at last at the final part of my Best of 2025 series. I'm going to be going over my absolute favorite games from the year, what will make the top pick. You probably have already guessed by some of the games that we've talked about over the series. What were your favorite strategy games? Especially, what were some of the ones that I did end up missing? Because again, this is a genre that is not known for quick and easy games. Let me know down in the comments, and we'll be back in a few days for the final part. So with that, rest up, have a nice beverage or two, and I'll get to our final list coming real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.